So what do you think are the biggest misconceptions with workers' compensation?
I think the biggest one to like the layperson is fraud committed by injured workers. You know, people hear workers' compensation and they think, you know, people faking injuries, things like that. But, you know, every day I talk to multiple people who are legitimately hurt and unable to work and, you know, without an income. A lot of my clients live paycheck to paycheck, so being out of work and not collecting any income is not something they're doing just to beat the system. Yeah.
What do you think in terms of when people do get injured at work? I think people have the automatic perception that it's the same as a personal injury case.
Yes.
How do you explain to people that it's not a personal injury case and the difference between that?
Yes, I talked to a couple people today actually about this. They want to sue their employer or like for negligence, but workers' compensation there isn't. You're not going after your employer for negligence. So if you get hurt at work, what you're entitled to are your lost wages. So you get hurt at work and you can't work because of the injury. So you're suffering wage loss in Pennsylvania. It's a wage loss system. And you're entitled to reasonable and necessary medical treatment for your work injury. There's no pain and suffering. There's no loss of life's privileges. There's no punitive damages. So all you're entitled to are those lost wages and your medical treatment. So while you know, we're there to help you get the money you're owed, we can't go after the employer for pain and suffering or anything like that. And also what I try to explain is because a lot of these people have great relationships with their employers. You know, they've been there for a long time, and it's not the employer necessarily, but we're going after the employer's insurance carrier. You know, it's the law in Pennsylvania that employers have to have workers' compensation insurance. So we're essentially suing the employer's workers' compensation insurance carrier.
Have you ever found that some of the employers have been retaliatory towards the employees who have basically gone after that insurance?
Yes, absolutely. So you know, that's a question I often get asked almost at like the first client meeting that I have with my clients, where they're like, you know, I feel like my employer's mistreating me now, or that they're going to fire me. And I explain, you know, it is illegal for them to fire you because you got hurt at work, right? They can't discriminate against you because of your work injury. That doesn't mean employers aren't going to do it. You know, it happens. So that's also what I tell them. If that comes to pass, you know, I don't personally practice employment law or wrongful termination, but I'll refer to an attorney who does specialize in that area.
And do you know that there have been people that have been successful in proving that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know like the amount, but if it's pretty cut and dry, you know, when you get hurt at work and then out of nowhere they have reasons why they're firing you. It's like, you know, that close in time. I think it's called temporal proximity evidence. You know, when something happens that close in time, how else, you know, what else is the reason other than the employer's trying to get you out of there?